Well, hello there, my name is HW, and thank you so much for watching Tone Junkie TV. This is my favorite verb. This is really my favorite verb. The Natural Reverb algorithm, to me, is kind of the next evolution of what was my favorite verb before they did the reverb update. And this wasn't like recent, the verbs have been out for a long time. And I actually thought a while ago, I need to make a video about all the reverbs. So I thought, why not start with my favorite verb and the natural verb and talk about how I use it. Now, this is a profile right here that's coming out very soon. At the time I'm releasing this video, it'll be out in a couple days. It's the 62 Megatone 440 1.3. And it's this beautiful little, I'll show it right here. It's this marble, weird covered, it's like got this marble wallpaper on it, as though an amp could be made of marble. But it's wood underneath. But it's a Magnatone 440. And, you know, they put a couple different names on those amps in the early 60s. But this one's a 62 440. It's the one channel, the first channel, and it's a third profile. It's a thing, you know, a little like 6 or 7 on the volume. Pretty open. They weren't the loudest amps in the world, and that's kind of why they didn't make it onto a lot of stages. The smaller ones really just can't keep up with a drummer. They're just not very loud. But I love this profile. It's sort of like the other American sound. To show it to you with nothing on, it sounds like this. And of course, you turn on all that Tone Junkie delay, ambient, sweet goodness. Whoo, come on, that's some good tone, man. But how do I get that tone? Because the pack doesn't come like that, and Tone Junkie profiles don't normally come like that. But a lot of times in the videos, you'll see, in the demos especially, you'll see that we sometimes use more ambient tones than you download in the pack. And the real trick there is, all I do on the demos is turn up the mix. Or the time and the feedback. Like I just use these knobs right here on the Kemper. But for this one and this sound, I did a little bit more. So first I'm going to show you how I make the Natural Verb kind of ambient. And I do it like this. Well, let's just take off the delay and let's just hear what the verb's doing right now, and we'll go through some of the parameters. Nice and like a darker kind of a spatial verb, but for me I really go for a hall sound. So to get that sound, I have the mix at 69. Okay, I've got the decay time at 2.3 seconds. The room size I think is at the default value of 4.8. And the pre-delay. Here's what's important to me about ambient verb when I'm using, especially with this natural verb. This natural verb is not the type of delay engine that makes all these extra oscillating kind of huge things. It sounds like a physical space, but a very large physical space, maybe even a larger one than you could really be in or construct. So all I'm doing is get that mix a little past 50%. Decay time, I like around 2 seconds or so for this ambient verb. Any longer, and it starts to, you start to get up there. It's long. You know, it's long. It goes, it goes, it goes. And you can certainly get up there. I kind of tend to like it like this a little bit. And we'll talk about playing with this kind of verb in a little bit. But this pre-delay, I like to keep above 100. We've talked about this on the channel before. 100 or 120 when it comes to trying to get some ambient verb. And I always cut the high end a bit, the high cut a little bit, and I put some modulation in. So you get that sound, and you know, you can hear some of that modulation. I'll up it a little bit. And here we go. Let's up this decay time just slightly. And you know, you get that sound I just played, and then with the delay, we got the delay up pretty good. 44 on the feedback, 62 on the mix, and you just get a really great sort of spacey, big, ambient, but it's that touch of like real world swirl. It's not like some of the algorithms that you find in the Kemper or on the Strymon where it's, you know, it's like, what is that? It sounds like a sound engine type of thing. Now, the reason I like this delay and verb is when I come back here, I'm just gonna go back to here's how it comes out of the box. Now, in comparison, that sounds super dry and stuff. But here's how I like to think of it. Even if I up the verb a little bit, I tend to keep the decay time low, and I tend to keep the pre-delay a little quicker unless I'm doing ambient stuff. And it affects the playing, and here's how it affects the playing. High cut, I'm gonna leave there, and you'll notice no modulation. So even when I up the mix a bit, let me think. There was a tune I just played. I did a live, this video that come out on the internet. This kind of that, a little bit like borrowing from the Hendrixy thing, you know, and you know, over the neck thumb kind of bass note kind of thing. It's good for, you know, if you got big hands, you really kind of manhandle. That's that Jimmy and John kind of thing. And there's a cool vibe. But you know, if you're playing that same song and then you want to be the guy who's just adding the verb, or you want to take that same thing but you want to be verby, I mean, to me, you got to play it differently, and you can do it. It's not like, to me, it's not like there's some things that are really ambient and other things that aren't. You just got to like choose the voicings, you know. So I won't go for that suspended A, of course, now I got a bunch of verb on it and stuff, but I won't go for that because it's going to get a little messy with the verb. And I'm going to be aggressive with the verb here, and I'm going to like play kind of minimal, and I'm going to show you, you know, kind of how I would do that. And I got the delay on and stuff, and I'm just going to up the delay, feedback, and time a bit and everything. So I might play that thing like this. Now that I got this big verb that sounds like this. It's got a lot of time on it, you know? It's got a lot of time. So what I try to do is make space for that time. So now I might play that same little tune like this. You know, you could do something like that with big chords or little ones, or, you know, kind of all the tones, or very, very minimal. But to me, I really love this verb for those two sorts of settings, you know. Now, obviously, you can go for the more traditional, you know, to me, here's just a hall verb. Right? I'm going to take that pre-delay down. I'm going to move the room size up, make it a nice big hall kind of cathedral thing, and I'm going to take off the mod. I personally always high cut a little bit, but let's say you want to open it up and do that brighter hall sound. I still like it like right there. And you know, we've got nothing else but a compressor on right now, and you know, it gives you that sort of it's just a good sound. It's a good verb. That you know, you just feel like you're in the other room. What room? The other one. The one where there's good tone, man. That's what I'm talking about. Anyway, that's how I use the natural verb in the Kemper. I like it kind of for my go-to that you hear on a lot of Tone Junkie profiles. You turn it up a little bit more and you get that quintessential. I might even have the mix up a little bit, you know, because it's solo guitar right now. Beautiful stuff, and then you can you lead it in with a little bit of delay, and then, well, not a little bit, a good amount of delay, and then you get that verb up, and you just got the... You just amp it up, you know what I mean? Just totally amp it up, and it's beautiful. Anyway, I've been HW. Thanks so much for watching Tone Junkie TV. Check out this verb if you haven't. If you haven't, you don't own a Kemper because it's like on a bunch of Tone Junkie profiles. But play around with it. Get ambient. HW. Out.